Hey everyone, Eezore here, and in this video I'm going to show you to get through Chapter 5 of the game Pneuma Breath of Life. This is where it starts getting kind of difficult. Like, the game is very easy all the way up until about this part, so I'm just going to kind of explain everything a little bit more in depth this time around. Now, Chapter 5 does have 4 parts to it, and I will have timestamps for each part individually. If you're looking for help with just one part, click in the description and you'll find the timestamp for that particular part. In part 1 here, you'll see that there's a tile system. If you look at the tile floor and then make it go out of your sight, you will actually end up changing it from filled in to blank. Now, the goal is to have an entirely white or blank slab. Now, this gets kind of frustrating in the fact that it's really hard to tell, especially with the camera angles, where you'll be able to see things and where you don't. I had some serious trouble with this the first time around, so this is my second attempt and I still kind of have a little bit of trouble with it. Best thing I found is that if you actually just end up taking it one section at a time going forward, I would make sure that they're all filled in as you're leaving, and don't look back. Just look straight down and strafe like left to right, and even go like about halfway up the panel just to make sure that you don't catch the one behind you. Because if all of a sudden you look back and you see 1 or 2 squares that are the opposite are filled in when everything else is blank, you have to go back through and get that particular one. It's really frustrating. Like I said, just take your time, make sure to strafe from left to right, and kind of try to avoid really moving too much once to do it, and really just kind of peek back and look, because you can see here in the bottom right corner, I will kind of see if I have it when I go back. If I do, then I'll keep going. If I don't, then I go back and just kind of readjust my sights. It's frustrating, it's really hard to explain, but like I said, just kind of take your time and really just take it slow. It'll go through just fine as long as you take it one level at a time. So once you're all said and done, if you look in the upper right, you'll see a little loading section. That actually means the doors, you can hear it too, the doors opened up. It's on the side here. You could have just walked back and see that everything was blank, but either way, it will work. This one's really simple. Just start in the one corner and follow the path that's on the wall. And that's all it is just follow that path one. So once that one's done, you get to the next area. This one's not too bad. There's going to be in the center plaque, there's a bunch of painting on the bottom. You have to make it so it's all congruent, or it's all one painting. If you look, there's that one little piece right there that's got the, I guess, little marker. You have to get all of the circles with that marker. The center one does not move, so just line everything else up with that. So if you walk one way or the other, it'll move one way or another. Just kind of like I said, line it all up so it's one straight thing. Then the doors will open. Alright, this last part, it can be a little confusing and daunting, but honestly, all you gotta do is just take it one part at a time. You have to start at the bottom and work your way all the way up to the top. You have 4 different levels, or 3 levels of 4 different pillars to move around. As you see here, when you click one of them, it'll move it around. Just kind of try to follow the video, and just follow along. If nothing else, if you do get a little confused and lost, like I said, look at the very top of there's one pillar that has 4 tiles, 4 levels, I guess you could say. Look at that one and kind of work your way backwards. But really, as long as you end up making it like this, where it's able to go through, again, you'll see a little loading symbol on the top right once you get it right, and it'll kind of lock in place, so to speak. So once you keep going, just get to the very top and hit the button, and that's all of the ones for the first part. Alright, so for part 2, this one has only got a couple of puzzles, and it's infinitely easier than the first one. So as you see, there's a whole bunch of levers here. What they'll do is they'll actually move up a pillar, and you just have to kind of make stairways. Really kind of hard to tell like how far you have to do. You can start at the back and work your way forward, or you can start at the forward and work your way back. You have a little bit of a leeway for error, but only as much as you can jump, and you can't jump very high. So just kind of be careful, take your time, play with it a little bit. This one's, like I said, just A little hard to explain, but you'll get it. It's not too bad. Just make sure you have the steps. If you end up can't make the one, then just go back and readjust them all. And once you get up top here, there will be 2 sides with a whole bunch of buttons. All you have to do is just mirror it. So as you see, there's 3 clicked on the top, 2 on the bottom. If you just click on the 3 and the 2 on the bottom, the exact same, it'll open the doorway, and you can keep going. This last part here, you just look straight up into the gazebo, I guess you could say, and you have to turn. And when you turn, it'll open up the light, and then once it's fully open, you'll hear a little ding, you'll see the loading symbol or saving, and you'll continue on. So on to part 3. Part 3 is a little tricky, so to speak. What you have to do is you have to look through glass orbs at lights, and really all it is just the first one here, you have to hit the button stopping the glass orbs at the same spot. And there's only one spot that'll work. I show you here, I tried making it work. I guess I wasn't enough. The middle one was just a little too far, so I had to go back and reset it. But like I said, you have to go through make sure that all 3 of them are able to go through and stare at the light dead on. So if you mess it up like I did here, just kind of reset it. Doesn't take too long, just kind of let it go through until you do end up getting it. So it doesn't need to be perfect, there's just some room for error, but regardless. This next part, if you look at the back left one here that I go right to, if you walk up right behind it, the other 3 will end up having to look at lights, and then you look at that one connecting the other 3. It's really confusing and really hard if you don't know about it, but it's really, really simple if you know how to solve it, I guess. Finally, all you have to do is just literally spin one way or another while staring at this thing, and it'll just keep unlocking more and more of the thing and puzzle until you do end up having the light shine through it. Once that's done, you are done with part 3. Now part 4 is pretty simple. All you really have to do is you have a little walkway. As long as you set it up how it is in the video, I think the only one you don't use is the tri-point in the upper right hand corner of it. Otherwise you'll end up making it, like I said, just the way that I do here real quick, and you'll be able to walk right across and get to the last section.
Perhaps there is a moment when knowledge is created. Sometimes when I ask these questions, I wish there was a response. Wish there was someone out there listening to me, hearing these words. But how could they tell me even if they were?
Now for this last part, all you have to do is just, if you look left or right, you will end up making the stairs come out. So what you have to do is, as you're going towards it, if you're able to get onto the stairs, once you do, just keep looking to the left, I think it is, and it'll keep making the stairs come out. So just make sure you kind of use both sticks there. So once you get to the top, hit the button, and that's good to go. And that's chapter 5. It's, like I said, the hardest one so far, and really gave me a lot of trouble. So hope the video helped. If it did, go and give it a like. If you have any questions, go and leave them in the comments down below. I'll get to them as soon as I can for you. If you like other video game related content, that's kind of a do, so consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I've been Eezore. Until next time, keep your story going.